You know, the last time I played this deck, I paired into Reanimator basically 5 times in a row and lost my mind. So, basically, no matter what, this video is going to be better than last time. Hello folks, Phil Gallagher, aka ThrabenU here for another Legacy Modern video. Whoopsie, we're playing Modern again. Modern's cool again. And today we are running back John's Lightning Skelemental deck list from a couple weeks back, although there have been some pretty significant upgrades to the deck. And honestly, it looks pretty smooth now. So the general game plan here is Lightning Skelemental and bring it back and do it again and again and again. Lightning Skelemental is a really sweet card, and we can maybe abuse this by getting extra combat steps with it via fear of missing out, or otherwise just kind of incidentally throw it into the graveyard with something like Faithless Looting or Seasoned Pyromancer. So there's a little bit more of a mid-range feel to it this time. And I really like the addition of this mid-rangey element. Gives kind of some like Hogak self-mill vibes. And I think we are overall going to be a much more consistent deck this time around. I don't think we're going to have too much trouble hitting Delirium for fear of missing out. We have a sort of mid-rangey, grindy Chthonian Nightmare plan this time. Overall, this looks really sweet. Accursed Mauler was one that I had not seen before. This is the next in line of the Fleshbag Marauder style cards. When it enters, each player sacrifices a non-token creature of their choice. As far as the sideboard goes, a pile of Fulminator Mages is certainly a statement that we have some non-basic lands that we need to be worrying about in Modern right now. Otherwise, we are very, very heavily targeted at hating on the graveyard with this build, with a little bit of extra fair removal. Arena of Glory is pretty sweet, especially if we were to, in theory, give a Kroxa a haste. A haste? A haste. Can you tell this is my third league I'm recording today? But generally speaking, Seasoned Pyromancer is something that feels a little bit slow. If that comes in with haste, that's kind of cool. Kroxa coming in with haste is a big deal as well. I don't think I have much else to say here. Let's go ahead and hop into the matches. Modern has been really fun in the couple of leagues that I've played since the major banning and unbanning shakeup. And if you need any cards for your Modern deck, please consider checking out my sponsor, toamagic.com. Promo code ThrabenU will save you a little bit on your order. And if you're going to a major event such as MagicCon Chicago, you can place your order in advance and pick it up on site. It's super convenient. With that being said, let's battle. Okay, so we have double Unearth for a Lightning Skelemental. I have a Surveil land. I have a Bowmaster to start off this game. I need a little more with this hand, but I'm going to hope that this is overall fine. I'm not sure what basic forest is going to indicate in Modern right now. All right. Do I want the third land? I think I do. I don't really want the fourth land, but I would like to guarantee the third. Sure. Patchwork Automaton, you say? Got it. I don't get to just Molten Collapse that. I don't get to just Bowmaster that. I might be able to Bowmaster it in combat, though. We'll just make this land drop and pass the turn. I have a Meltdown in the sideboard. Oh, it has a friend. My opponent did not want to make an Urza Saga token. Welding Jar. Well, so much for my Bowmaster ambush. Okay. Hate this. My opponent just goes Hellbent. My Lightning Skelementals become a lot less sexy. Okay. Got it. Ward here is really rough for me. I think I take 2. I think I might need another black here. So I think we are going to Bowmaster. I'm going to attempt to kill Hanger Backwalker. My opponent can either let that die or Welding Jar it. That's up to them. They will simply just let it die. Am I blocking with the Bowmaster or the token? I think the token. All right. So I could Seasoned Pyromancer, discard 2 Lightning Skelementals, and then bring them both back with Unearth next turn. That's kind of cheeky. I don't know how the fuck I beat something like a Shadow Spear if that comes off of Urza's Saga. I think I am going to just Lightning Skelemental and take this card, try to get some amount of damage in, and see if we can get multiple Lightning Skelemental hits in the same turn cycle. Alright, cool. We get a Walking Ballista for our trouble. Walking Ballista's definitely scary. Now my opponent makes a giant token, and Ward is such a problem. Ah, that's also not great. I'm not going to lie to you. Gain 5 life. Man, now Unearth is just off. This enters tapped. I think I just get run over. And now I can't bring stuff back with Unearth. Like, I can play Seasoned Pyromancer, make some chump blockers. What am I drawing towards? Kind of nothing here. Yeah, I think with 3 giant bodies here, I just don't have time. This is where I wish I had more copies of Meltdown. But we get 1. I'm certainly playing it. I'll probably play the Terminate. Fulminator Mage on Urza's Saga is a thing. I might be bad enough versus Urza's Saga specifically, with only 1 Meltdown that I need to play some Fulminator Mages. Bowmaster go? Maybe Bowmaster goes to give me some Fulminator Mages. Let's try that. I don't have a good thing to do on turn 2 as of right now, but I think I'm going to hope that I draw something. Might end up with 1 awkward bridge turn in the middle. Let's get some supplies. Well, there's 4 card types in graveyard already, so if I do get a Fear of Missing Out into play, I have Delirium off of 1 card, which is great. Hey, that's not bad either. So now I have, at worst, Surveil land. Hopefully I can just terminate something. Alright, there's Urza's Saga. I have Fulminator Mage actively for that. Fuck this Ward. Ward is bullshit. I quit. Ward's too much. Can't use removal spells on anything ever. Let's Surveil. Yep. We'll draw that card. That card is a-okay to draw. I'm not gonna use it immediately, but I am into it. Basic Mountain seems fine. We will Fulminator Mage. Blow up Urza's Saga. Back for 1? Seems fine. Oops. All Urza's Sagas. Holy shit. These Patchwork Automatons, man. Not a fan. I can melt down 2 of them, but that still leaves Urza's Saga afterwards. I think I try to slow roll my Meltdown. I think I'm just going to Skelemental my opponent. Hit them for 6. Make them discard some cards. Alright, we got 2 lands. Ink Moth Nexus. Sure. Fulminator Mage is even more important than I thought they were. Hangerback Walker. Sure. Jump. Save 3 life. Put some more cards into my graveyard. That seems fine. Get anything cool? No, we didn't like randomly hit the Kroxa. So I could try to get the Urza Saga token as well. That feels a bit greedy. I think that's just taking too much damage. So let's go ahead and melt down. We'll get most of this stuff. My opponent will get a Hangerback Walker token. And I can Fatal Push an Urza Saga. And we'll go from there. The Saga ticks up. My opponent makes the token. That's not surprising. I'm going to go ahead and take that hit for 1. And just Fatal Push this Construct token now. I would like to play Seasoned Pyromancer in a way where I'm not actually discarding a card. Cool. So this is exactly what I wanted to do. Let's make Rakdos. I will terminate this token, and then Seasoned Pyromancer can just be a literal draw 2. Normally I would not terminate a token, but it is just free value for me to do this. Nice. Ancient Stirrings. Now hopefully I just, like, smack my opponent with Lightning Skelemental really hard. Oh, it's an honest-to-goodness Arcbound Ravager. That's exciting. And Hangerback Walker. Well, let's Lightning Skelemental. We'll take that Arcbound Ravager out of my opponent's hand. Putting them to 4. Nice. Ooh, new art on that. Oh, it's Godzilla. Okay. So, I'm getting supplies. Kroxa's in there. This Soul Guide Lantern is going to get a lot of value if my opponent doesn't have to use it for a redraw. And I think I go ahead and just Fatal Push this now. Alright, my opponent nukes Graveyard. which feels wrong to me. They've done this in a way where I get to, like, put a Lightning Skelemental into my graveyard to, like, unearth his live. I'm getting that extra Fulminator Mage in here from some other creature. This seems okay. I wish I had a couple more meltdowns, though. It's now harder for me to interact with Urza's Saga on the draw. I don't have the type of acceleration that my opponent does in the form of Mox Opal. I have the meltdown. That is a singleton in my opener. I'm really good at Modern. Both games, running one. Forest. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's got a little Triceratops. That's fucking sweet. And Faithless Looting? Hell yeah. Let's do that. I probably want all of the lands. I probably get rid of one Lightning Skelemental to bring up Unearth lines. I think I get rid of my fear of missing out. I think it's just not going to have delirium to live the dream in the not too distant future. Like, once I fetch, I have that dream, because I have, like, by putting enchantment in there. But without that, like, I just have creatures and lands over here. Urza Saga is scary. But we can maybe stop the search. Ashware Automaton Hardened Scales is hot. Alright, cool. So let's Accursed Marauder, and we can both junk a creature. And then hopefully I can Fulminator Mage away Urza's Saga, and then melt down and clear out a bunch of shit. That's the plan. My opponent's very good at drawing Patchwork Automaton. Welding Jar. Fuck. That's also very good. Alright, I do fully think it is Fulminator Mage still. I think I need to stop this token and the search. Get out. And Patchwork Automaton is going to scale up so quickly with Hardened Scales. Alright. Alright. Yeah, this Meltdown is actually not looking that good with that Welding Jar there. Kind of a problem. Can we bait it? Like, can I Fulminator Mage this land and my opponent Welding Jars it to save it? Take 5 and then melt down the world? I'm going to hope that the answer is yes. I'll do it on my opponent's turn, though. 1 to Surveil? No. I just get the tapped land out of the way. Alright. Upkeep. Attempt to destroy Inkmoth Nexus. Yes! 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 I feel smart. God damn it! No! Fuck! This is the worst thing that has ever happened in the history of things happening. God, what a great fucking game. I make my 10,000 IQ play and I still lose. Ward fucks me here. I can't Faithless Looting into an out. Wait, I can. Yeah, I can. I can Faithless Looting into Edict Duder. Oh no, Edict Duder is non-token? Alright, I think I gotta shoot for that and then have my opponent mess up. So do this. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Dead. That was an amazing game. GG's. Today's video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, which is just the best place to keep your online deck lists. And one of the things that I love about them is that you can use it to keep track of what cards you do and don't have for a deck. So for example, in this deck list, I have all of the cards, so there are nice blue bubbles filled in here, and that's automatically ported over to your collection tab, where you can see exactly what cards you do and don't have. Okay. I would love to surveil land into something that I can bring back with Unearth for some cool value. Otherwise, we've got some Fatal Push style opening stuff for the initial turns. Maybe playing against an energy deck. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to Fatal Push that. I think I just do it on my own turn, though, so that I still surveil land. Yeah. I mean, yes. This is literally exactly what I was playing towards and what we want the deck to do. So, Cliffs. Unearth. Lightning Skelemental. What the fuck? What the fuck? Is Modern so broken that main deck Surgical Extraction is acceptable? Surely not, right? Wildest League of 2025. Unquestionably. Accurate statement thus far. Never mind the fact that I'm recording this in 2024 and you're getting it like a week and a half later. Fucking upset. What? Alright. Sure. You got more? You got more? You want to take out my fucking Croxa too? You monster. So, I would like to Croxa you to start off. Raven Charm. I am probably just going to Fatal Push Guide of Souls. I'm not going to do it yet. I would care about a dashed Ragavan more, for example. Alright. Then if no Ragavan's happening, I will just kill that. Okay, my turn. Chthonian Nightmare. I can only activate this as a sorcery, unfortunately. I think I want this card. Show me another Surgical Extraction. They did not. Goblin Bombardment. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put this Nightmare into play. And if I hit a land drop, I can Croxa. And if I don't, I will almost certainly just play Seasoned Pyromancer. Alright, my opponent is playing Magic again. After they're not playing Magic yet. Okay, well. Yeah. Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard that. Draw multiple copies of Fear of Missing Out. I could make my opponent discard another card by sacrificing Pyromancer to bring back Croxa again. Oh, I can just sacrifice my token. Yeah. Maybe just saving it to get back a Cursed Marauder is fine. Nah, you know what? Discard some fucking cards for me. Oh? Okay. Sure. That just cost me a token. It's not that bad. It's annoying though, because like delirium is real. And I drew another nightmare. Okay. Why did my opponent keep their hand? Just Ragavan? Just fully kept it, hoping Ragavan would take the wheel. I will discard an enchantment and pass. Sure. And Felia. Okay. My opponent has Seasoned Pyromancer of their own. So they can then blink that with Felia for some pretty good value here. Yeah. I'll go to 16. My opponent then gets a draw 2 when this returns. I think my Bowmaster looks really good. I think I'm just going to hold that up and pass the turn. Opponent fetches Surveilling 1. Sure. Okay. Bowmasters has a lot of work to do here. Sure. That's the City's Blessing. We'll see what they do with this. They might just target their own Seasoned Pyromancer here. In which case, yeah, I am going to do such wicked, wicked crimes with this Bowmaster. So, Bowmaster, ping and kill Ocelot Pride. Go to blocks. Block here. Block here. That's 3. So these are going to evenly trade. And then end step. Seasoned Pyromancer is going to come back. I think I am killing their Guide of Souls. Yeah, and yeah. Alright, now I have bonus mana. I can start looping things in and out of my graveyard. I think I'm just playing double Fear of Missing Out this turn. So yeah. Oh, right, that is not optional. I want to keep Chthonian Nightmare? Maybe not. A land. My opponent just has a bunch of ways to interact with my graveyard. Not super reliable. I want to attack with this 2/2. Yeah, I think I am the beatdown. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think I'm the beatdown. I have Creature Enchantment Land in my graveyard as of right now. I have a Seasoned Pyromancer that I can potentially flashback in a second. And that's sort of annoying. Land drop. So I'm going to Faithless Looting. I would like the extra combat phases. So let's start here. And I guess we go discard, discard. That's 4 types. How does multiple Fear of Missing Out at the same time work? No Gatherer rulings. So it seems to me like I probably want to attack with these in different waves. Yeah, it seems to me like I want to attack with this in different waves. Assuming that I am attacking. Which I think I am. It's just awkward because Ajani does Ajani things. If I made a land drop, no. I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Let's just get full information. I could hit something like land drop, fatal push. Well, whatever it is getting a response. Not a super meaningful one. I don't think I need to do this pre-combat. So I think I'm going to send this in and send this in. And let's give my creature with a bigger butt the extra combat step. Are we going to go even trade double block? Okay. My opponent takes 2. Ajani transforms into a creature. And now we're going to do another combat damage step. So now this attacks Ajani and will untap itself for another combat step. And if my opponent chump blocks, they don't have 5 open mana to make Seasoned Pyromancer tokens. So I will just kill it on my 3rd combat step. Lol. Attack Ajani. Ajani dies. Shock this in. I have a feeling that my opponent could have navigated that better. Alright, now I have a bunch of graveyard-oriented value chilling here. Is this still game 1, by the way? I think this is still game 1. My opponent needs that mana. About to eat Flage or something? Oh, I see. They are just going to shock and hope for the best. Is going face better than removing Pyromancer? I think going face is better. Okay, yeah, opponent realized what they were doing. Yep. Get out of here with your main deck surgicals. I might want Dalthy Voidwalker, just as a creature that can't be blocked. My graveyard stuff is fully not fucking reliable. That's a lot of my deck, though. I don't know, maybe I'd just make them use resources on my graveyard. Like, I did just beat Thraben Charm and multiple... Well, I beat multiple Thraben Charms and Surgical Extraction, more accurately. Do I just not do the Nightmare? It's so good at grinding and creates some cool loops, but maybe I just don't do that and play a couple of additional threats. They're good against Ajani, which seems like a bit of a problem card for me. Like, just fully treat Stitcher's Supplier as something that is a delirium enabler. I'm gonna take a second because I don't think I'm likely to time out in this matchup. All right, Boros aggro. I'm just gonna like pull up a couple of challenge lists. Like, are there just fucking surgicals in the main deck? No, no, no. Okay, there aren't. This seems fine. I'm not sure exactly where my hand is going. I don't know if I'm playing Stitcher's Supplier or Faithless Looting immediately. I think it's Stitcher's Supplier. I think I am also going to shock. Just pay the modern tax. Alright, there's a fear of missing out in there, which means that I do have delirium. I might end up unearthing that next turn. Although playing Accursed Marauder and just junking my Stitcher's Supplier and whatever my opponent plays for their turn is kind of cool, unless it's Ajani specifically. Damn it. Alright. Oh, it's non-token creature, though, so my opponent can't sacrifice the Cat Warrior token. That's actually very convenient. Alright. So, I will sacrifice my Stitcher's Supplier. You will sacrifice your future Planeswalker. Now I have 5 card types in graveyard. That's fantastic. So, Unearth on Fear of Missing Out is live next turn. Even if I take enchantment out of my graveyard, that's still okay. Just trade. I'll fully just fucking trade. The cat is a problem for future Ajanis. Are we fine with Unearth into Thraben Charm? Yes. Because I can Faithless Looting once or twice afterwards to just immediately refill my graveyard. And it doesn't really make sense to play Faithless Looting prior to that other stuff. Okay, do I want to cast another Faithless Looting this turn? Or is one enough? I think I can cast another. I'll just Surveil. Yeah, so yeah, and yeah. I'll keep the extra lands. I'll probably Bowmaster next turn into Seasoned Pyromancer, draw 2 the following turn. Yeah, that's fine. Bowmaster just handily answers that. Oh, I don't have Surveil Land. Why don't I have Surveil Land? Oh, it's in exile. Okay. First strike. First strike means that's not a good idea. Alright. So this will launch in. I will Bowmaster it. Oop. 3rd land drop. Lage is not bad. That's a problem in another turn or two. Take another Blood Crypt out of my deck here. I think I get while the getting is good on Lightning Skelemental. I think I'm just going to take my 7 damage here. And then force the discard 2. And then hope to Season Pyromancer into an answer to Flage. We got a Static Prison, which is not that big of a deal, and the Season Pyromancer is whatever. Alright, so hopefully I draw an answer to Flage. Oh, Opponent is surveilling rather than playing Flage, which is great for me. I don't punish them with a Bowmaster here. There is a second Flage. Not great. That's incredibly awkward. I think I am just doing this with my 5 mana this turn and passing. I was intending on Season Pyromancering into removal, but I just drew the removal instantly. Arena of Glory is going to give Flage haste. So, let's see if my opponent plays around Fatal Push. My guess is that they don't. I think they are going to kill my Orc. Yep, they are going to kill my Orc, which means that I get Revolt for Fatal Push, which my opponent did not need to give me, but they gave it to me. We take that. So my opponent can play around this by just like sending the first one at my face and potentially sending the second one at my face as well and just make me block with it. Oh, and there's more. And a Ghost Vacuum. Sure. I don't think I need to give this season Pyromancer haste. Accordingly, I will not do so. I think it is more important for me to draw cards to answer Flage long term than it is to get extra graveyard-oriented value. So I'm not going to, for example, just seasoned Pyromancer from graveyard here. Well, we'll give that one haste. I guess I have to do that differently. If I knew I was going to draw another one, I could have gotten them both haste. I will exert this time, though. I will get a haste on this one. Discard a mountain. Roxa, sure. Send in. Opponent has 4 cards in graveyard. Sort of humorously, if I don't use this, I can end up with a hasty Croxa on my next turn. Damn, that's the next card in graveyard. Alright, here comes Flage. Where's this going? Alright, it's going at Pyromancer. I will take 3 damage. I would like to find an answer to this Flage. I found an answer to the Flage. Kind of. Can I count on my opponent making the Fatal Push mistake again? I could play Bowmaster, Bowmaster my own Bowmaster, Flage. That's still available to me on my opponent's turn. I think I just pass here. Yeah, you can vacuum. Okay. I don't like that. I'm gonna gamble a little bit here, I think. I'm going to ping that elemental and assume that some of my creatures die this turn to turn on Fatal Push. Yep, I mean, thank you for turning on Revolt. So now do I want to trade Pyromancer for Pyromancer? Let's say yes. Also block there just in case. Then Fatal Push Flage. Fantastic. I'm at 9. So, black, red, Croxa. Opponent discards. Galvanic Discharge is fine. Now opponent did not discard, so they lose 3 life instead. Now, since I know my opponent is tapped out, I'm just gonna make this now. So red, red, black, black. And there's no priority pass for my opponent to take this out of graveyard. Exile 5 cards from my graveyard. 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 4, 5. Oh, shit, I am unclicking on things. Alright, some number of cards. I did not do that optimally. Croxa triggers again. My opponent loses a bunch, then Croxa triggers a 3rd time. Opponent is at 2. Don't have enough cards in graveyard. I have 2 Seasoned Pyromancer tokens coming. I think I'm probably good. Alright, opponent makes 2 tokens. So they live to see another day. That's fine. Yeah, I think I am overall fine with that. I will send in with Croxa. They will discard their card. An Ocelot Pride. They can block and throw at my face. Yep, that's fine. Sure. Am I fine doing that? I think I'm fine just doing that. And just getting some value. Now I very easily just Fatal Push a creature and get there. Alright. We won. I think my opponent had some better lines that could have resulted in me losing, though. But, you know, we win. GG's. Alright. Opening hand is reasonable here. Okay, just everyone main deck in the graveyard hate. I mean, yeah. Should not have fetched a Blood Crypt. I should have just used the one that I had. I will get rid of Lightning Skelemental and Fear of Missing Out and double Unearth on my next turn. And if my opponent plays another Bojuka Bog, we quit Modern. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Thoughtseize is fine. I lose Stitcher Supplier. It is not another Bojuka Bog. We can continue. Fuck you! Absolutely! With all due respect, fuck you. What the fuck? I am just out here trying to have a good, honest time bringing Lightning Skelemental back from my graveyard. And everyone is telling me go fuck myself. What have I done to deserve this? What have I done? Which gods have I angered? Surely not Keranos. We're buds. I'm gonna surveil land. Need a new plan. I can cycle these unearths if I have to. Go away. That's not what I am looking for. I can destroy the spell bomb and have my opponent cash it in to draw a card. I think I just need to make them crack that at some point. I could Faithless Looting. I think I will do that. I'm just going to get some graveyard-oriented value here. So yeah. Okay, there's some moving parts here. I think I will get rid of Unearth and Blood Crypt. So, my plan involves casting Unearth on Lightning Skelemental to make my opponent blow Spellbomb, then play a Lightning Skelemental to end up with a Lightning Skelemental in graveyard. And then we end up doing Chthonian Nightmare crimes with that. Alright, let's make some mana. Unearth on Lightning Skelemental. Right, opponent blows Spellbomb, exiling my graveyard. Now, I play a new Lightning Skelemental, hit for 6, make my opponent discard 2 cards. They can make a construct token, and I sacrifice this. Now, you have another fucking Spellbomb? Come at me. I'm ready. My body is ready. Hit me up with your other Spellbomb in game 1. Okay, that hits Chthonian Nightmare instead. Still slightly upset. I guess I can Molten Collapse that. Doing so is slightly awkward. Can I take 6? Is it okay to take 6? The Nightmare's not really doing anything right now. Maybe I should not be playing towards that being winning. Yeah. Alright. We'll just do something that does not take damage here. So we will Skelemental again. Make my opponent discard some more cards. Ooh. You've got it. We can only do one mode here. I think I am just taking out a construct token. I think my life total matters more than Chthonian Nightmare does. Like, if Haywire Might trades for Chthonian Nightmare, then I, in theory, only had a 1/1 construct token to worry about. Now it's much bigger. Can this hit face? Can hit face. I'm going to kill a token. I'm going to play the Nightmare and allow my opponent to kill it if they would like. I think I just need to have my mana available in the future for seasoned Pyromancer lines. My life total is just very, very tight here. Black Cleave Cliffs is not doing it. I believe I'm dead to that, right? So make a 3/3, make a 4/4, make a 5/5, attack for 5, 6, 7, 8, dead. We got Junded. Fulminator Mage for Urza Saga is a thing that I can do. The incidental graveyard hate is problematic. Bowmaster seems kind of mid. Can turn Bowmasters into Fulminator Mages. I don't have additional removal other than Terminate. I will play Terminate. I don't think I'm going to Meltdown for Urza Saga. There's also Spellbomb. I think I just let Spellbomb happen. I could Dalthy. I think I want to try to force my way through Graveyard Hate rather than play around it. This needs a second land, I think. This does not play Magic too much of the time. This is very awkward. This is not a good hand, just objectively speaking. I don't know that I can go down any more cards than this and play reasonable Magic versus my opponent, though. So I am going to accept clunkiness here and hope that turn 2 Terminate is valid. If turn 2 Terminate doesn't happen, I feel like I fall behind a lot. Oh, turn 2 Terminate never happens if I sequence my lands the way that I did, because this is not a mountain. That was on board, and that's my fault. See if we get punished for that. It's, like, really bad if my opponent plays a 2-drop creature here. Okay, I mean, they played a 1-drop creature, but it's still really bad that I'm not answering this right away. Yeah, maximum punish. My opponent can now have Bojukabog available at will. Damn. Alright, that's on me. I don't think this is necessarily going to be like Legacy, where my opponent can just comfortably always hold this mana up. Well, fuck. We got Ragavan. Not dashed Ragavan. So I want to unearth. I don't think I get to do that. I think I have to Fulminator Mage that Urza's Saga. Fucking Reclaimer, though. Gosh, that's rough. Yeah, this is all around just very bad for me. Let's get... yeah, I think I lost. I think I straight up lost this game to sequencing my lands wrong. My opponent could Bojuka Bog here. And then I can't 1-mana unearth. Yep. Fully lost this one to my own mistakes. That turn of tempo was brutal. I'll see if I can recover it. I don't think I can. I think the Ragavan hit is too much acceleration. It's acceleration, a pseudo card draw, and it buffs Urza's Saga all at the same time. Oh my god. Yeah. Well, that was the perfect draw. So, I can answer the Urza Saga problem. The Ragavan still eats me alive. And the Construct token is not the best. But this is a start. So we unearth Fulminator Mage. We Fulminator Mage Urza's Saga. I take 5. And then maybe I can Season Pyromancer stabilize. But Pyrite Spellbomb helps out with that a lot. Alright. Oh god, a fear of missing out. Cool. Yeah. I think that... oh, geez. I think this is the point where we can probably play Season Pyromancer and then call it. We'll struggle for the tiniest bit more. The 1, 2, I don't think we care about haste. 3, double Fatal Push. Molten Collapse? Okay. The fear of missing out is actually the scariest thing here. So destroy fear of missing out and the thing that can give the construct token trample. That gets rid of the things that make combat more unfair. And I can attempt to play a Kroxa to stabilize the board versus the construct token. Springleaf Drum is fine. Oh, Ragavan is not coming in this turn. Just construct token is. Alright. I will preserve my life total and see if we can do something with Kroxa. Oh no, there's more. Oh geez, my opponent's own fear of missing out. Okay. Chthonian Nightmare is interesting. I think it is worse than playing Kroxa, but it's interesting. Black, red, black. I want to leave fear of missing out in graveyard because it is both enchantment and creature. So my opponent takes some damage. Then I will fetch. Ooh, I don't have something that comes in without damaging me. It says activate only as a sorcery. It does. Am I more interested in playing this now or surveilling? I think surveilling. Not what I'm looking for. My opponent has a bunch of chump blockers here. I don't think I'm in a situation where I can just put the pedal to the metal with Kroxa, especially with Pyrite Spellbomb effectively making my life total lower than it is. I need to answer the Fable of the Marebreaker, because it on Construct token or it on Fear of Missing Out is just a problem. Oh, opponent is cycling the Spellbomb. That shrinks Construct token. Alright. Okay. Ooh, what was that? Shoot the Sheriff? That was Shoot the Sheriff. That's not good. I think I am dead. I haven't mathed it out yet, but it feels like I am dead. If not immediately, another turn from now. I will trade with Ragavan probably, because it makes another treasure on dealing combat damage, meaning that this deals more. But I'm at 2, and then this gets another attack, and that kills me. We fucking got Junded. Alright, my opponent has mulligan to 5 cards. I have what is likely to be a pretty strong hand, although there's a little variance depending on how many card types Stitcher Supplier ends up putting in graveyard. 3's pretty good. Ugin's Labyrinth. Alright, so we get to see the Eldrazi Menace in action. Ancient Stirrings. Bojukabog. Is this really where we're at? Is this where we're at as a format? Alright. Am I interested in not untapping this land to just get in immediately? Because I can discard instant, just get in for 5 this turn. I think that is enough of a boost that I accept FOMO. Discard Fatal Push. All right, cool. We get another land. Punchies. Attack. FOMO. Second attack step. 2 more damage. Opponent's at 14. Opponent can Bojuka Bog me to clear Delirium, in which case I'll still smack them for 3 while adding 2 more damage to the board and poking them for 1. They are not gonna bog me. We're chilling. Okay. Combat. Send it. Do this thing. 3 initial damage. And then second combat. Or 2 more damage. Opponent is at 9. Is effectively 8 with Bowmasters. Kozilek's command makes sense. The opponent is going for the scry and draw as well as mana. Black is fine. Black seems fine. So let's Bowmaster. Hit your face. Opponent gets 2 spawns. They're going to draw a card. And then I get another trigger. And this is where I don't know Modern well enough to know the breakpoints on mana. But my opponent has 2, 3, 4. If they have land drop 5, 6, 7. So I can deny 1 mana at the cost of an Orc army token size and 1 point of direct damage. I'm going to go for pinging that. And my opponent should sacrifice that so that I don't get to make my thing bigger. I think with the other Bowmaster and Fatal Push here, there's a pretty decent chance that I just have lethal next turn. Alright, I'm not getting bogged again, so Fear of Missing Out gets to do its thing. It is 6 mana for a kicked Sowing Mycospawn. I'm going to lose a land. Presumably Arena of Glory. Yep. Opponent gets Eldrazi Temple. Chthonian Nightmare. That seems like lethal with Lightning Skelemental. Like very, very easily. So yeah. Lightning Skelemental. Sacrifice the Orc Army token. Go to Punchies. Send on in. Fear of Missing Out trigger. Yeah. Good shit. 3x Fulminator Mages, get the fuck in here. We're here to party and bring you back with Unearth and Chthonian Nightmare. How good is Accursed Marauder here? I'm going to take a second to look at an Eldrazi deck list. So in just pulling up a random top 32 deck list, it looks like a little more creature heavy than the Legacy version sometimes is. Oh wait, that's a Legacy deck list. Sorry, Habit. The Legacy decks don't usually play that many creatures. Eldrazi Ramp is a control deck. Interesting. All right, let's look at this. Sowing Mycospawn, Worldbreaker, Emrakul the Promised End, Devourer of Destiny. Okay, so it is big stuff. So if it's big stuff, these matter a lot less. Terminate becomes better. Just playing Dalthy Voidwalker to turn things sideways at my opponent might be reasonable. Like, that's probably better than Bowmasters a lot of the time. Yeah, when I looked at that list and saw the One Ring legal, I was like, okay, something is wrong here. I believe in the deck. I can look at a lot of cards just like very, very quickly here. Opponent can send a ton of stuff to exile. They only send 3 cards though. Alright. Basic Forest, Ancient Stirrings, Binding Temple. Okay. I think I am playing Stitcher Supplier on 1 and maybe doing Nightmare on 2. If I play this game on basics, I say no. I think I want a little flexibility. Fulminator Mage for Chthonian Nightmare. That was the dream. Cool, cool, cool. Malevolent Rumble. You got it. You may have your Eldrazi spawn. I will shock. Go to Punchies. Give a love tap. Opponent's at 19. Play the Nightmare. Get the energy. Fulminator Mage. Sacrificing Stitcher Supplier. And I mill more cards when I do that. Return Fulminator Mage to play. Sacrifice that. Blow up Eldrazi Temple. And set my opponent back. What does Breaker of Creation do again? Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'd like to put a card under that. Oh, you would. Kozilek's command is kind of annoying. Yeah. I'll do basic mountain here. I think I am going to put the Nightmare into play. Get my energy. And then cast Stitcher Supplier. Mill 3. Then attempt to do this thing again. Target Fulminator Mage. Sacrifice Stitcher Supplier. And see if my opponent has Kozilek's command. Oh? They do, unfortunately. They can't nuke my entire graveyard, though, so hopefully I will just do more graveyard-oriented crimes next turn. With another land, I can maybe do a lot. But my opponent has a window here to do something big. Malevolent Rumble. Choosing Sanctum of Ugin. What does that do when you cast a 7? You can search for a colorless creature. Okay, got it. But my opponent can potentially chain together big cards here. So I can Lightning Skelemental, though. That seems sweet. Get a basic swamp. I'm gonna cast Fear of Missing Out first, because that innately has me loot. And I could hit something like another Fulminator Mage here. I guess there's also no sorcery in Graveyard, right? I have Creature, Land, Enchantment. I can discard Faithless Looting. I just like to... I might just cast this next turn, though. I'm gonna get rid of one of these. Oh, shit. Unearth. Do I want to Unearth Lightning Skelemental? I guess I can Faithless Looting first now. Let's get rid of you and you. Unearth Lightning Skelemental. Go to Punchies. Send in for 6, but more importantly, take out 2 of my opponent's cards. And Accursed Marauder says non-token, right? Yeah, non-token. So the spawns aren't actually going to get in the way of that. Yeah, so we take out a Breaker of Creation in process there. And I can turn Fear of Missing Out into Accursed Marauder. Okay, I can't do that immediately. I will need another creature, so I can play this Fear of Missing Out, which is fine. Attack with your spawn, coward. You won't. A Faithless Looting, sure. I will play Fear of Missing Out, discard Faithless Looting, draw a new card, play Nightmare, get the energy, target Marauder, sacrifice Fear of Missing Out, Marauder kills Devourer, pass turn for now. There is another Devourer of Destiny coming. It's not here yet. Opponent gets Kozilek's Command. Rough. Sorcery speed only restriction? Yes. Okay. I can make them pop Kozilek's Command now. Kozilek's Command is fucking everything. Alright. Yeah. Combat. Now they can mess with my graveyard, they can mess with Lightning Skelemental, or they can draw some cards. They can't do it all. So they are going to exile this creature and make spawns. Okay. So, second main phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I play out Chthonian Nightmare, they could potentially eat it with a Devourer of Destiny trigger. I do not want that to happen. I think I hold this despite the fact that I could guarantee a creature with Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah, I think it is too important to not lose the Nightmare, because this is my way to keep beating those larger creatures. Annoying. I'm going to lose a Blood Crypt. My opponent gets a dual land, as in makes 2. Soul land. Alright, fetch. Oh, wow, last fetchable. Understood. Okay, so in this turn cycle, I am just going to do the Seasoned Pyromancer thing. Oh, fuck, I'm not. That was my last fetchable. Damn it. Oh, I fucked up. I was supposed to Faithless Looting that land away. Oh, wow, that's a really bad mistake. Fuck, that's a really bad mistake. I think I just have to live with it. Well, my decisions matter and are meaningful. That's for fucking sure. That's a sign of a good format, in my opinion. Oh, geez, my opponent has something to cast that's not this Devourer of Destiny. That bodes very poorly for me. Oh, it's another Devourer of Destiny. My opponent has to exile one of their own things. Okay. At this point, life's pretty bad. Oh, I see. The previous fetch land was red, so I can still draw a basic swamp. Okay, that's fair. So, I need to Seasoned Pyromancer now. Jump block for a turn, take 3, and then try to Chthonian Nightmare my way back into the game, I guess. Having this other Devourer of Destiny looming over me is awful, though. But we're still alive. I'm at 6. Devourer of Destiny is a 6/6. Yeah, okay. So now my opponent can exile this token, so I can't actually do things with Chthonian Nightmare. Man, exiling that 1/1 is so good. Okay. Okay. Can we get somewhere with this? So I play the Nightmare. I get energy. The Marauder can't be the first thing that I do, or I lose that body. Sorcery speed only activation on this. Also a thing. So I turn it into Fear of Missing Out first. See if that changes anything. Oh, fuck, that's mandatory. This returns. Fuck. Fuck. Okay. I didn't really see the way out anyway. Let's go to the next game. Because I can... What is that card named? I can Accursed Marauder, but then I lose the Accursed Marauder so that I can't Chthonian Nightmare again. Ugh. Do I want to Thoughtseize? I don't know that it does anything. Like, a lot of my opponent's scariest things are things like Kozilek's Command that my opponent can just cast in response to the Thoughtseize. This is fine. Unearth would be cool to hit off Faithless Looting. Alright. Opponent tanked on their opener for a little while. Not sure exactly what that means. Okay, there's Unearth. That lets me get Fulminator Mage a turn early. I am in for that. I will get Bojuka Bogged immediately, of course. Get rid of you and you. Bog me. My body is ready. Basic Forest. Axe. I still think I just Unearth it now. Yeah. We'll do a Surveil Land as the other thing that we do in this turn cycle. Cool. This feels unfair. I will Surveil. Don't need that land. I'd like to find another Unearth, honestly. That is not another Unearth. Well, I think I pretty much just need to do this. I will play Cliffs and pass. Bowmaster gives me bodies for Chthonian Nightmare. I don't want to trade Bowmaster with Sowing Mycospawn. Talisman is fine. Rumble is fine. Soulless Jailer. And Bojuka Bog. Bojuka Bog is some shit. Now am I trading for Sowing Mycospawn? I think so. It just fucking sucks. I double block. This is a 1-for-1 trade where my opponent got to keep a land that produces 2 mana for their trouble. We loot. 1 card type in graveyard. This is 2. So creature, sorcery. I can do enchantment. Land. Then play Fear of Missing Out. I think discarding the Faithless Looting. Land drop. Oh, my opponent has what? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana this turn. I think if they have a reasonable hand, I'm just done. So that is a kicked Sowing Mycospawn. I lose a land, they get another soul land. Yes, we're doing this. And maybe I draw Batch Land Fatal Push? Now Fatal Push is in sideboard. Discard that. Used Surveil Land already too. Not the best. Would I trade Fear of Missing Out for Sowing Mycospawn? Yes. Oh wait, that doesn't work, does it? I wouldn't get the second combat step. Fuck. Alright. Going to turn this into a tapped Blood Crypt. I'm going to assume that I'm going to need more mana if I'm going to win this game. Like, I very realistically might need to get to 5 mana for some chump blocks. So this is just going to keep happening. Alright. Yeah, my opponent can just kind of sit here. Pick up a Blood Crypt. I mean, that helps. I will play this. I can get through one of the copies of Sowing Mycospawn. I'm going to put this in the graveyard so that if I draw Chthonian Nightmare, I can play it. I'm also going to play a land drop rather than hold it for Faithless Looting. Edging towards drawing extra Fear of Missing Out or Seasoned Pyromancer rather than the Faithless Looting that I currently have. I think I just cannot afford to miss land drops when my opponent can just keep kicking Sowing Mycospawns. God damn it, it's happening again. Oh no, it's Worldbreaker. Exile target artifact. Oh, no, it's just happening, but with a card with a different name. Cool. Alright. This is what I needed. So I will get Accursed Marauder, sacrificing this elemental token. Got the Kozilek's Command too. I will concede to it. Damn it. Yeah, they actually have it, so they can get rid of my relevant things in graveyard and Fear of Missing Out at the same time. I'm on a 2-turn clock from these. I think that's plenty. GG's. This is a strange looking hand. I will assume that this works itself, damn it, out somehow. I just learned that this matchup is not good. Like, we do not have a deck that races my opponent on average, and the Fulminator Mages out of the sideboard don't seem like enough. So, probably die pretty quickly. Yep. Well, I don't know. The last set of games went pretty long, all things considered. That will just go to graveyard. Pyromancer. So, yeah. I'm going to play Fear of Missing Out. So, I'm very interested in playing multiple copies of Fear of Missing Out. Getting the delirium is tough, though. I'm going to put creature and enchantment into my graveyard simultaneously. I am just short of double Lightning Skelemental attack, which hasn't come up in this league yet. Malevolent Rumble. This version has Null Drifter, which opponent does get. Instant? Instant. Yeah. So I'm going to get in there with Fear of Missing Out, and then I will do the whole untappy thing. Opponent takes 2, and then we start this over. Opponent takes 2 more. 15. And then fetch. I can just get a mountain, red, red, black. Then play another Fear of Missing Out. Discard the Nightmare. Alright. So next turn, I can Lightning Skelemental and make my opponent discard 4 cards. 6 cards. I can attack, untap, attack, untap, attack. Okay, we get to finally live the dream in the final round here, assuming that I don't effectively die this turn. Hugin's Labyrinth. The opponent now has 6 mana up. This is surprisingly awkward, isn't it? Because Kozilek's command is a thing. I think I'm still going to go for the most broken thing possible. Oh shit, it's just going to work. Wow. That means my opponent's dead. Hot damn. Oh, did opponent just fully tap out there? Yeah, opponent is fully done with me. Well, yeah. I guess if Lightning Skelemental in 1 turn deals you 18 damage and makes you discard 6 cards, you could be salty about that. Honestly, this was a really fun league, despite the fact that Fate absolutely wanted me to not do fun graveyard things because my opponent had main deck Bojuka Bogs and Spell Bombs and Surgical Extractions. But I think this is pretty successful as a brew. It feels like it is taking a lot of splash damage from other powerful graveyard decks in the format. So this might be a deck that like you can pick up sometimes when, you know, the graveyard hate is at a relative low. But we ran into a lot of game 1 graveyard hate today, which is not something that I think is typical of Modern. But, you know, this is my 3rd or 4th league since the bannings and unbannings, so I don't know. Generally speaking, this deck is pretty cool. It's a touch clunky. Like, I'll use a Cursed Marauder as an example. This is a really good way to clear out opposing creatures, and it is reusable. But you can't do a 1-for-1 loop with Chthonian Nightmare, since this causes you to sacrifice one of your own creatures as well. This is probably about the best thing that does what it does. Like, you start running into other real restrictions. Like, you can do something like a Shriekmaw, but then that's not a body that stays down the first time if you need that. The deck has some decent endgame. The deck can go turbo in the early game if you get Delirium with Fear of Missing Out. I feel like the main deck is maybe about where it should be. You might be able to adjust some numbers ever so slightly in one direction or another. Kroxa had a couple of crazy turns throughout the league. Arena of Glory with Kroxa is very good. You know, we see that same sort of interaction with Flage all the time, where initial Kroxa trigger plus Kroxa comeback plus Kroxa attack can all theoretically occur in the same turn cycle. So opponent could, in theory, take, 3, 6, 9, plus 6, 15 damage in 1 turn from a Kroxa. I mean, that's pretty hot. That might be enough of a reason to want to play a second one of those over, you know, one of the Chthonian Nightmares or something like that. The Chthonian Nightmare is also a little awkward with Lightning Skelemental. Like, this is another creature that doesn't stick around. And I don't know that you're regularly going to live the dream of get in there for 6 and then sacrifice this to bring something else back. So there might be some finessing to do here. But this is overall pretty solid. As far as the sideboard goes, I feel like I want more Meltdown. I feel pretty confident about that. I think there's lots of Mox Opal decks running around that are probably pretty good. I could see wanting additional copies of that. I don't know that you can get a 4th Fulminator Mage in there. Like, if you go down on Douthie Voidwalker to play, I don't know. I would think about the sideboard. Get more meltdowns in there. I feel like that needs to happen. But you definitely lose some flexibility in terms of answering matchups in one way or another, depending on how you address the rest of this. Like, I'm pretty confident that these need to be there. I'm pretty confident that these need to be there. I'm pretty confident that that needs to be there. And probably 4 to 5 graveyard cards need to happen. So, like, I'm not sure exactly what falls out of the remainder of these. But I want more meltdown. That was great. You need some modern cards. Check out my sponsor. Promo code ThrabenU will save you a little bit on your order. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. See ya.